There is such a huge divide between the upper and lower class in crypto. The wealth gap is growing exponentially between the people that are making money and getting rich and the people that are losing every single thing that they have. The gap between the wealthy and the poor is growing ever more with crypto, bigger than it's ever been. There is no more middle class for the most part when it comes to investing, especially in cryptocurrency. You have the upper class that are only buying maybe even just Bitcoin, if not the strongest layer ones. And to be honest with you guys, that's a lot of my buying strategy as well. I'm buying the stuff that is going to win for sure. And then you have what I would say the riffraff, right? The guys that are allergic to buying Bitcoin, are allergic to buying, let's say, even the top 20 by market cap. And they're only going for those, micro cap gems, gem hunting, and they lose everything. They give it all back. When the market moves down like it has the last couple of days, and Bitcoin's down 10%, Solana's down 15%, Sui's down like 20% in the last week, these guys are down like 80, 90% because they're buying absolute trash. They're buying trash, guys. And you can't fix that. You can't fix that mentality. We're losing the middle class. And I would say decentralized finance is where that middle class is in crypto. That's actually that bridge from being broke to going and becoming wealthy with your cryptocurrency. Because you're not just, yes, you're buying assets that are gonna win for sure long-term over time. But the problem is that let's say you buy Bitcoin right now at 100K and eventually it does hit 200K, but you only have 10 grand, right? You're gonna have 20 grand now. And that unfortunately is not life-changing for most people. You know, if you're someone that has no money, 20 grand might sound like it'll change your life, but it's not anything. That's barely even a used car these days, right? That's not that much money. DeFi is the bridge. It is the bridge to go from what I would say the lower class in crypto that usually you're just gambling, fucking shitters, you're on stake.com, degenerate sports bettors, right? All that shit, it's the bridge. Because what it does is it allows you to buy safe long-term assets. Fuck. God damn, that was a big fucking hole. It allows you to buy safe long-term assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, layer ones like Avalanche, Sui, Sonic. These different strong projects that people believe, I myself included, will win for sure over time. Quality picks that you can hold for multiple years if needed because they're not little shitcoin projects that are going to just disappear. And what you do is DeFi allows you to monetize that. And it fixes one of the biggest problems you have when you don't have money, which is income. Fixing your income. You build an income off of the cryptocurrency you already own. So you're able to say you only have that 10 grand. You could buy Bitcoin and AVAX, monetize it, and start making an extra $1,000 a month off of that, monetizing those two assets together. So you're not taking on crazy risk with these picks like most of the guys that don't have money. Most of the lower class crypto investors, guys, the guys with small capital, they're taking on too much risk and they give it all back. And then it's worse than just buying Bitcoin where you'd only make 20% in a year because you just lost all your money, right? So DeFi allows you literally to bridge that gap where you're able to buy safe assets that may be more boring. My Ethereum is 3x since April. Oh, that's so boring. I only made 3x. I only made 300%. But also, during that time, I've been printing a good 8 to 12% a month off my portfolio, which brings in that income, which alleviates all the burdens of not having enough capital to reinvest, to buy at great market opportunities, also just to freaking live your life. And then so if you're someone that is even in the upper class and you're just buying boring stuff like Bitcoin, because you got 3 million in there, and so if you make 10% a year, that's still freaking $300,000. Like you don't care, right? You kind of just don't care because you're buying long term. Well, you still can accelerate your level of progression even more. One of my one-on-one clients, Grant, he has over 7 figures in cryptocurrency. And we're able to help monetize his portfolio of Bitcoin where he only had Bitcoin exposure, only Bitcoin. He came into me, we started working together one-on-one, and he's making $2,000 a day, just extra money. So when the market moves down like it just did, where normally those would be crazy numbers. If he's down 10% on $1 million, right, that would be down $100,000. But let's say he's actually just making that 2K a day. That means at the end of the month, he made 60 grand to offset that loss. And so even though his portfolio value may be down 100K, he has 60 grand to buy that dip for free. And then when prices return, he has so much more in crypto. So if you're at the top it is still so beneficial, and there's no reason why you wouldn't want to use crypto and DeFi to monetize your assets in your portfolio. But it's even more so towards that bottom where you only have 10 to 20K in cryptocurrency and you're starting to feel like you need to take massive risk to get a massive reward. You don't. You can play it safe. You can win for sure. You can play it all the right way. You can buy the safe assets that are going to win, and even though it's not an exciting performance per se, where, oh no, Ethereum, I only made 3x since April, and it's freaking November right now. So what, like 6 months? 6-7 months? 3x? Oh no, that's not enough. I don't know. People apparently think that's not enough money. And the whole time I'm doing that, I'm building an active income off that portfolio where I'm printing cash with my Ethereum. I'm printing cash with my Bitcoin and AVAX. I'm printing cash off my Solana, off my SUI positions. And you bring in that active income to where you can stack stables on the side, wait for a dip. When the dip is here, you port more money in. You're building an active income each and every day off those assets you already own. So you don't have to be a degenerate and take on crazy risk to feel like you made enough money, because you're actually building a freaking salary through your cryptocurrency. You're fixing the biggest problem, which is your income. You wouldn't be taking on such crazy risk if you had a good enough income, because you would have an abundance mindset of more money coming in, and that's going to change your thesis, where you would feel comfortable just buying quality picks and not going down the risk spectrum like crazy. This is the best thing that you can do if you have a small portfolio or a big portfolio. If you have a smart portfolio, it'll help you go from being that low degenerate gambling guy to becoming an investor and a crypto businessman, to be honest. You're running your own online crypto business. And it bridges you into that middle class. And you spend enough time there, you start to become that upper class whale in crypto where you have a bunch of money, you have a bunch of long-term holds, and you're printing a crazy amount of daily income just off your cryptocurrency, not even counting whatever active job you may keep. Some people think they're just gonna retire to a beach in Thailand and just live out there off their DeFi portfolio, but to be honest with you, you need purpose as a man. So you're gonna find something to do. You might go to Thailand, have fun for a month or two, but then you're gonna wanna do what I'm doing here, where you're starting YouTube, you're coaching people. You have to have something that you're always striving for, but having those liquidity pools and that crypto, it just helps you know that your future is for certain and you cannot fuck this up, because you're building an active income every day off your crypto and you're invested in quality projects. So you're not looking over your shoulder or struggling to sleep at night because you have altcoin trash in your portfolio. Crazy, degenerate risk. If you want to learn how to monetize the crypto assets that you already own, do what I do. Bridge that gap from the lower class, the lower capital size in crypto, build a daily income off of those assets you already own so you can make your way to the top and become a crypto whale and crypto entrepreneur all at the same time. Click that link in my description, book a call with me. We'll see if you are a good fit for our community. We have 115 members inside. We'll get you in there and we'll get you to making your first 5 to 10K a month off your crypto portfolio that you already own. Guys, click that link in my description, and if not, YouTube says watch this video.